Do narcissists get better with age? Have you been around a narcissist for years and noticed the changes in them as they get older? I'm including every type of relationship here. It could be a friend, a family member, a work colleague, or even a romantic partner. Have you noticed any adjustments in their behavior? Do they seem to get better or worse over time? In this video, I'm going to be discussing some of the common things narcissists might experience and how they might react to those experiences. So in order to better understand these changes, we need to start from the earlier days of their life, how they struggled to make any kind of meaningful connections growing up, and how that carried on as they grew older. The relationships they did have most likely just ended. The people in their life probably just moved on. They recognized this person as being a narcissist and escaped before things got out of hand. Others may have left due to fearing their own safety. Narcissists feel lonely and get depressed, just like you and me, but they deal with it different than we do. They seek out people they can manipulate, people they can get attention from, give them validation, and admire them. They learn certain qualities, or maybe they have accumulated wealth over the years and use those things to lure new people into their life, or reach back out to former friends, colleagues, or lovers, trying to make us believe that they've changed. Something you'll notice around middle age is that narcissists will start to feel a strong sense of denial because they still think they're beautiful or handsome, and they still believe they're physically attractive, and who knows, maybe they are. But the difference here is clear. They display a strong sense of denial. They can't seem to come to terms with the thought of those looks eventually fading away. So you'll notice them being very sensitive about their age. They might start coloring their hair. They start working out harder and more often, and start spending money on clothes, products, and procedures to reverse the aging process. Anything they can do to appear younger. You might even see them trying to have affairs with younger people, thinking and hoping that somehow that will keep them young. When it comes to female narcissists who are mothers, they may try and do things to look more like their daughters, hoping to hear people say things like, "Wow, you two look like sisters." They might even get a little flirty with younger men around their daughters, trying to get that ego boost they crave. And for fathers who are narcissists, you'll see a higher level of demanding more respect. They feel they deserve more respect, not just from the immediate family, but also from the son-in-law, daughter-in-law, and grandkids. They feel they deserve this respect simply because they are the senior of the entire family. They might try to one-up their son and brag about how they've accomplished so much more than their son has. Or they might take all the credit for the son's accomplishments in life. They'll tell everyone, "If it wasn't for me, he would have never amounted to anything." And as they age, you may find that narcissists will refuse to honor boundaries you set when it comes to the grandkids. They'll reach out to the grandkids behind your back. They'll buy them expensive gifts. That's basically just essentially buying their love. And if you don't agree with or approve of what they're doing, they'll make you look like the bad guy, causing unnecessary conflicts and stress within your family. When an aging narcissist is disrupting their kid's marriage, it could ultimately lead to divorce. That constant interference creates conflict for the married couple and adds unneeded stress. I experienced this in a previous marriage. It went as far as my mother-in-law trying to cram a totally different career path down my throat. Well, that just wasn't going to happen, and it caused years of conflict in my marriage. I was vilified for not following the guidance of a person that had never worked a day in her life. As narcissists grow older, their false sense of self becomes harder to keep up. They don't have the strength they used to have, and their looks begin to fade. They're slowly losing ways to impress others. They start spending more time reminding everyone around them how great they once were, spewing out as many accomplishments as they can make up, hoping to impress anybody who will listen. And at the same time, almost in the same breath, they chastise the younger generation, saying they have it so much easier today. The younger generation will never understand how life really is. They tell younger people how lucky they are. And that makes that younger person feel less significant and less important in life. Think about it. Having a narcissist around your kids saying things like this, it's just not healthy, no matter how important you think it is to have them in the kid's life. Then there are narcissists that get more immature as they age. They throw temper tantrums more frequently when they don't get their way. They constantly harp on how unfairly they've been treated throughout the years. They're a victim in all their failed relationships. All their lies and poor behaviors come back to haunt them. They become a super victim, blaming others, claiming they had to sacrifice all their dreams and goals for other people, and nobody appreciates them. They might start displaying more bitterness towards their exes and other people from their past. They'll attack anyone they feel has betrayed them, and the more time they have on their hands, the more time they have to build resentment for all those past relationships. Don't forget, narcissists have very long memories. They still harp on things they claim happened years ago, hell, even decades ago. And they talk about those things as if they just happened yesterday. They'll go on and on about how they've been wronged by so many people. But isn't it funny how they seem to forget all the times they abused others? They forget how mean and manipulative they were. This is referred to as selective memory, guys, and you'll witness this with an aging narcissist. Another thing that happens as narcissists age is their ability to approach people. That gets harder for them because they've pushed away so many people throughout the years. The well starts to run dry on who they can go after next. When they get to a point of loneliness that is just too unbearable for them, they'll try and coerce people to come over and visit. Or they will talk them into doing a favor, maybe picking something up at the store and dropping it off. Anything they can do to get any kind of contact. And what ends up happening in that situation is you'll go along with it for a while, but then you'll catch on to what they're really doing here, and you'll slowly stop helping them, stop being their errand runner, and that's when the guilt trip comes into play. They'll try to make you feel shame for not helping them anymore. They'll say, after everything I've done for you, you're going to leave me hanging here? Or maybe something like, I'm dying. I don't have much time left. How could you do this to me? Trust me, these are just ploys to hang on to you. It's just more manipulation to get something they want. And we need to remember this. They have brought all this on themselves throughout the years. This is all on them because they never made any sort of effort to change who they are. A narcissist's power and influence over others eventually begins to decrease over time. And as they see the younger generation coming up, they don't like it at all. They become even more envious and jealous. They eventually get to a point in life where they feel isolated and all alone. They've burned every bridge with everyone they've come across, and there's nobody left. And when this happens, when things finally get to this point, they might start to experience some regret and guilt for the things they've done to others throughout the years. And they might reach out to some of those people that they've hurt and actually apologize and take real accountability. After all, they've run out of things to lie about. They're weak and frail. None of their tricks will ever work again, and they finally realize this. There's nothing more they can gain from being mean or abusive. Now, I'm not saying that this happens often, but I have seen it happen. I've seen narcissists return to their victims years later and try to make true amends. And I could sense they were finally being genuine all these years later. If something like this ever happens to you, if a narcissist from your past suddenly reaches out to you after all these years and they ask you for forgiveness, I hope you will be the bigger person and accept their apologies. Even though they tortured you for as long as they have, they are hoping for just one shred of dignity before they leave this earth. They're hoping to find closure for the first time in their life. I really hope this video has given you some more insight on what to look for as narcissists age. Thanks so much for watching, and always remember to look out for the signs. Stay alert, be vigilant, be strong, be brave, and go live your best life today.